Hey folks, good morning, Scott here. I want to take a moment because I've received a question from Andrew, and it's a question I also received from Penny, and several others of you have a similar question. So I thought it'd be better to just record a video so that everybody can watch this, and also for some of you who aren't yet tackling this issue, it'll give you something to think about as you're moving forward. And so specifically the question that was asked is, I've got these referral partners, I've got people, other companies or people that are referring me business. What's the right amount to pay them as a reward, as a commission? And so, sometimes we might set up a system that pays, for example, 5% of the total contract value for the first year, or 10%, or we might just pay a flat fee and say, hey, for every referral, it's $5,000. Ultimately, the how much you pay is really up to you, but I think the right way to think about it is really getting clear on what is your customer acquisition cost across your business. And what I mean by that specifically is, how much does it cost you to bring a new client into your business? And so if that means, for example, the way that mostly you get new clients is by traveling to conferences or doing some other sort of customer acquisition activity or lead development activity, then maybe you calculate out that over the course of the past year, every new customer we've brought in on our own costs us, say, $5,000. So that's your customer acquisition cost. And there's a lot of good articles you can find on how to calculate this. So why that's important is that will help to inform you what you should be paying to your referral partners, because you certainly don't want to be paying more to a referral partner, at least not considerably more to a referral partner than what you're already spending on your own to receive your own customer acquisition costs. So for example, if you find your customer acquisition cost is $5,000 and your referral program is set up that you're paying typically on average, say $10,000 or $15,000, well, you might have some pretty big dissonance there between what you should be paying and what you're actually paying. Now, that being said, obviously you want to factor in time and speed. So if a referral partner helps to introduce a new client to you, and typically your sales cycle is really short because you're coming in as a referred partner, and instead of a 6-month sales cycle or a 3-month sales cycle, it becomes a 6-week or a 4-week sales cycle, then obviously you should be willing to pay a little bit more to the referral partner because they're speeding things up, your close rates are higher, and it shortens your sales cycle. So in that case, maybe it's okay to pay a little bit more than your typical customer acquisition cost. At the end of the day, you just want to make sure that the incentives are aligned, because if you're not really clear with the partner as to what it means to refer that business, somebody could just say, hey, here's a list of 10 companies that I told them about you, and I think that you guys should be talking. If they just send you that list of 10 companies and then all of a sudden, they haven't done anything else, and you still have to do a lot of the work. You still have to do the outreach, you still have to warm them up, you still have to do the calls, you still have to do the presentations, you still have to get them to close. Well, now all of a sudden, what if you're paying 10% of an annual contract value, or $5,000 as a flat fee? Well, what did you really pay for? Like a list? That's not a good referral partner. So you want to be clear as what it means by having a referral versus an introduction, and or even just awareness. So there's a couple different parameters you want to be thinking about, and just to kind of summarize, so ultimately when you're thinking about the fees that you're paying, they should be in line with what you're already spending to acquire new customers. So that's principle number one. The second is it's okay to pay a little bit more if in fact those referral partners are giving you highly qualified leads that are shorter cycles when it comes to getting that person from first call to close, and also, of course, increasing your conversion rates. So you want to factor that in as well. That's the second principle. And then the third principle that you want to think about is just what specifically constitutes a referral. Like, there's a difference between a referral and an introduction. So, or even just an awareness. So just make sure you're really clear on that. So there's different knobs you want to turn when you're thinking about how you're paying this. You just want to be careful not to pay too much to the referral partner, and you also want to make sure that they're not doing too little work for you and just sort of leaving you with a lot of the heavy lifting, so that at the end of the day you're kind of left holding the bag and you're writing a check to a referral partner thinking, okay, what exactly did I pay for here? So I hope that makes sense. There's really no right or wrong answer in terms of percentage or amount. It's really based on your cost, your company, and ultimately what that referral partner is doing for you in terms of conversion rates, time to close, and quality of the leads. Okay, so if you have any questions, just let me know. There's also a really good podcast that I did that I launched released a couple weeks ago with a woman named Jen Spencer, and she is the head of sales for a company called Allbound, and we talked exclusively about partners, resellers, content marketing providers, like any sort of marketing partnership, reseller agreement, referral partnership. So there's a lot of really good specific content on that podcast, and I'll post a link. You'll see it here on the comments. So hope that answers your question. If any other follow-ups, just post a comment here, post a question here, and we'll tackle it. All right. Great question, Andrew. Thanks for sharing it. Everyone else, hope you got something from the video, and we'll talk soon. See ya.